Hey there, science fans! Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of urea formaldehyde resin. This amazing substance is everywhere, from the plywood in your house to the adhesives that hold your furniture together. But how is this versatile material made? And what makes it so useful? Let's find out. Urea formaldehyde resin, often shortened to UF resin, is a type of synthetic resin. Synthetic means it's made by humans, not found naturally. Resins are sticky, gooey substances that can harden into a solid form. They're like nature's glue, but we can make them in the lab too. UF resin is known for its strength and durability. It's also relatively inexpensive to produce. This makes it a popular choice for a wide range of applications. But like all materials, it also has its limitations. Join me as we explore the science behind urea formaldehyde resin. We'll uncover the secrets of its synthesis, explore its amazing properties, and learn about its impact on our health and the environment. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of how urea formaldehyde resin is made. It all starts with two key ingredients, urea and formaldehyde. You might recognize urea as a compound found in urine. It's how our bodies get rid of excess nitrogen. Formaldehyde, on the other hand, is a gas often used as a preservative. When these two chemicals meet under the right conditions, something amazing happens. They undergo a chemical reaction called condensation polymerization. This is a big word, but it simply means that small molecules join together to form long chains, like beads on a string. These chains are called polymers, and they're what give the resin its unique properties. During the reaction, water molecules are released as a byproduct. This is why it's called a condensation reaction. Think of how water condenses on a cold glass on a humid day. The water molecules are like the sweat of the reaction. So, urea and formaldehyde come together, lose some water molecules, and voila! We have the beginnings of our urea formaldehyde resin. But the journey doesn't end there. We need a few more tricks up our sleeve to turn this gooey mixture into a useful material. Stay tuned! Remember how we talked about needing the right conditions for urea and formaldehyde to react? Well, one crucial factor is the presence of a catalyst. Catalysts are like the cheerleaders of the chemical world. They help reactions happen faster without being used up themselves. Think of them as the matchmakers that bring urea and formaldehyde together. In the case of UF resin synthesis, acids are commonly used as catalysts. They provide a little boost of energy to the reaction, making it happen much faster. Without a catalyst, the reaction would still occur, but it would be incredibly slow, like watching paint dry. The type and amount of catalyst used can influence the properties of the final resin. So, chemists carefully select the right catalyst to achieve the desired outcome. It's all about finding the perfect recipe for success. Section 4. The recipe for success: pH, heat, and byproducts. Just like baking a cake, making urea formaldehyde resin requires the right ingredients in the right proportions. We've already met our star players, urea and formaldehyde, and their trusty sidekick, the catalyst. Now, let's talk about some other important factors that influence the recipe for success: pH and heat. pH is a measure of how acidic or basic a solution is. In the case of UF resin synthesis, the pH needs to be just right for the reaction to proceed smoothly. Typically, a slightly acidic environment is preferred. Heat is another crucial ingredient in our recipe. Just like you need to bake a cake at the right temperature, we need to heat the urea formaldehyde mixture to encourage the molecules to react and form those long polymer chains. Now, you might be wondering about those byproducts we mentioned earlier. Remember the water molecules that were released during the condensation reaction? Well, depending on the specific conditions, other byproducts might also be formed. These byproducts can sometimes be harmful, so it's important to handle them with care. Section 5. Formaldehyde. Handling with care. Speaking of handling with care, Let's talk about formaldehyde for a moment. While it's a key ingredient in UF resin, it's also a chemical that requires caution. Formaldehyde is a colorless gas with a pungent odor. You might recognize the smell from science labs or even from new furniture. Why the caution? Well, formaldehyde can be irritating to the eyes, nose, and throat. In high concentrations, it can even be harmful to our health. That's why it's crucial to handle formaldehyde with care and to work in well-ventilated areas when using it. Safety first. When working with formaldehyde, it's essential to wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and eye protection. Proper ventilation is also crucial to prevent the buildup of formaldehyde fumes. Remember, safety is no accident.